EA Diddle Arena, where the lights are on. The regular season finale today as the WKU Lady Toppers host the Mean Green of North Texas. Hey everybody, hope you're well after a scary weather day yesterday. I'm Jeff Milby along with John Butler. We're thrilled to spend some of your Saturday afternoon with you. John, WKU, they've locked up the number 2 seed in Conference USA. North Texas, they're battling for that 7th spot in the league.
Yeah, for Western Kentucky, it's momentum. For North Texas, it's seeding.
A couple of players we have our eyes on. For North Texas, everything runs through Quincy Noble.
Yeah, 17 points a game. She's a 3-year starter. She's third leading scorer in the conference and one of the better players in Conference USA.
WKU head coach Greg Collins says the strength of our team is that we are a team, and Karis Allen proved that point last time out, hitting the game winner.
Dynamic freshman, played the game of her life. She had 14 points. She had 8 rebounds and 5 steals, plus she hit the game winner against UTEP on Thursday.
WKU, one of the best defensive teams in the country in terms of steals. So your key for North Texas today is?
Got to handle the ball. Every time you play Western, that is the key, handle the ball. Western Kentucky's 3rd in the country in steals, top 20 in turnovers forced.
Lady Toppers looking for momentum heading into the tournament. What's your key for them today?
They got to play with pace. They got to play with tempo. That's the big thing with Western Kentucky. They got a deep bench. They want to utilize that bench and take advantage of their lack of size against a strong interior force of North Texas.
The two teams have taken the floor, and tip-off is just moments away. WKU in the home whites on senior day, and North Texas wearing black with green trim and numerals. Typical starting lineups for these two teams today. For WKU, Pitts, Meade, Meredith, Hayes, and Foster. And for North Texas, Quincy Noble, Jordan Carter, Brianna Davis, Tamisha Lampkin, and Kendall McGruder makes her return to the starting lineup after missing some time with injury. And we are underway. WKU wins the opening tip. Our officials today, Royce Blevins, David Jenkins, and Rochelle Bennett. Here's Acacia Hayes going to work for the Lady Toppers. And she is picked off by North Texas. An early turnover on the first possession for WKU. The Mean Green go immediately inside to Tamisha Lampkin, and she turns and finishes with the right hand.
That's exactly what North Texas wants to do. They want to pound the ball inside and take advantage of their size inside.
And North Texas coming out with a little full court pressure. Here's Jalen Foster for the Lady Toppers. Hands it off to Meredith. Her 3, no good. Rebound to North Texas through Brianna Davis. Here come the Mean Green on the run, behind the back, and then the flip up from McGruder there is no good, and the rebound to WKU. Up and down start. Here's Hayes. Gets past the defender and finishes.
Another one of the 3 quality freshmen for Western Kentucky. Hayes is averages leading scorer actually for the team this year, averages close to 11 points a game.
Indeed she does. Coach Greg Collins said she does not take a whole lot of bad shots. That was certainly true there. There's a 3-pointer for North Texas. Brianna Davis, another freshman, scores that time from the corner.
Yeah, she doesn't score a lot of points, but wide open that time from the corner.
Davis just a 28% three-point shooter on the season. That shot no good. Battle for the rebound. Last touch by WKU, and it'll be North Texas basketball.
North Texas coming off a loss on Thursday at Middle, which is no disgrace. Most people, I don't think Middle has lost this year at home, but they 72-45 whipping by Middle.
Yeah, it's been a very competitive Conference USA this season, maybe with the exception of Middle Tennessee. They've kind of separated themselves from the pack a little bit, John.
Yeah, top 25 team in the country, and I think it's well earned. Only 2 losses in the conference.
Here's McGruder. Backdoor cut. Kick out, extra pass to the corner, and that 3 is good. That's Quincy Noble, the player we highlighted in the open. She averages over 17 points per game.
Yeah, and North Texas does not shoot the 3 very well, 29%, but Quincy Noble is arguably their best 3-point shooter, 33%.
And a couple of early threes in the early going here for North Texas against a very 3-point heavy shooting team in WKU. There's a charge, offensive foul committed by Jalen Foster, and that'll turn it back to the Mean Green.
Nice job that time by Kendall McGruder. moving over into the right above the circle there and takes the charge. I thought that was the correct call.
And I beg your pardon, that was Aaliyah Pitts committed the foul there, number 2 for WKU.
Good start by North Texas.
Absolutely is, as they lead by 6. There's a look at their head coach, Jaylee Mitchell. She is in her 8th season at the helm of her alma mater, where she is the all-time leading scorer. She's got to be pleased with this start for her team. Again, battling for position. They hope to win the 7th seed. If they can win today, they'll do it. But they could also be helped out by a loss elsewhere in conference play. As Magruder lets fly, that's no good. Rebounded by Carter. She goes back up and puts it in.
You have to give North Texas credit. They're showing, to me, more energy right now than Western Kentucky.
North Texas would get that 7th seed if Charlotte or FIU lose today. There's a three-pointer, the first for WKU, and it's Maya Meredith knocking it down.
Yeah, that's not an easy three. That's a walk-up three. That's not the easiest three, but knocked it down. She's been hot from three. She's made 7 out of her last 14. That make it 8 out of 15 by Meredith.
Well, and if you're a WKU fan, this will go without saying, but we need to point out that this is the all-time record-setting three-point shooting team in WKU history. As an offensive foul there goes against Magruder of North Texas. They've hit 200 now, 253s. I almost said 249. That was the record mark. They've now hit 253s on the season.
Yeah, and they're 3rd in the country in attempts. They average about 29.2 a game, so they can get up some threes. In the last game against North Texas back in early January in the loss at North Texas, Western Kentucky took 46 threes.
Lady Toppers go to the bench and they turn to Faustino, who on her first offensive possession buries a three-pointer. Teresa Faustino, the junior Oregon State transfer from Portugal.
Yeah, arguably the hottest player on the team. She's been double figures 3 of her last 4, and she's made now 8 of her last 13 threes.
And a good response from WKU after taking an early punch from North Texas. Here's Davis going to work, defended by Foster. Davis into the lane. Hands it off for the easy lay-in to Lampkin, her second basket.
That's a beautiful pass that time by the freshman, Bree Davis.
It's been a pair of freshmen to start at point this year for North Texas. Bree Davis, that's her 10th start today. She's split time with another freshman further down the list, Ariana Hardaway. Another turnover by WKU, but they're able to just about win it back. A loose ball on the floor. Faustino battling for it. It'll be a simultaneous possession, and the possession arrow gives the ball to North Texas.
Yeah, you got to be careful handling the ball against Western Kentucky. We mentioned in the pregame, they're 3rd in the country in terms of, they're 6th in the country in terms of steals, and force close to 21 turnovers a game. That's what they do well defensively.
Here is Ariana Hardaway, who we just mentioned, the other freshman point guard. She's made 18 starts as the lead guard this year for Jaylee Mitchell's club. Gets the look here off the bench. Shot clock down under 10. Good pressure there defensively by Lexi Mead for WKU. Here's Noble. Noble picks up her dribble and is fouled. A foul called there against Karis Allen, the freshman we highlighted in the open for WKU, called for the defensive foul there.
Just getting ready to say that was outstanding defense until the foul on the shot, and you can see right there that was the correct call. Fouled her on her elbow, and that's the one place on a shooter that you don't want to get fouled on, the elbow.
First free throw from Noble, no good. We've mentioned her scoring prowess. She's the 3rd leading scorer in the conference. 25 times this season in 29 games that North Texas has played. She's been in double figures as she puts in the second free throw.
She's a good free throw shooter too, 82% for the year.
But she's going to be the key factor for North Texas, and that's got to be, I would imagine, one of the key points in the scouting report for Greg Collins. Number 0 is going to have a big day. Foster drives in, kicks it to the corner. Here's Lexi Mead, and another offensive foul.
And that's going to be a second on Foster.
Indeed it is. Very entertaining start to this one. North Texas with the early advantage as we take a timeout. North Texas by 5 after the opening 5 minutes. Quincy Noble off to a good start, the leading scorer for North Texas. She's nailed a three-pointer from the corner and also has a free throw on her ledger. And great for North Texas to see her put that first field goal in from the corner there, John.
Yeah, and it's great ball movement. You saw the two passes, the extra pass to Noble, and that's what makes Noble such a good player. She's primarily scores off the bounce. She's really good off the dribble, but she's a 33% free throw shooter, and anytime that you have to respect somebody who can make that three, that makes them more dangerous as well when they drive to the basket.
She's the 8th all-time leading scorer in North Texas history, just 66 points off of 7th place after this 4-point start for her. Back underway, hot shooting North Texas. They're 4 for their last 5 from the field. As Hardaway goes to work, hands it off to Carter, who weaves her way into the lane, and a terrific finish high off the glass with the right hand for Jordan Carter.
Yeah, the Temple transfer, that was a heck of a move, and she is a slasher to the basket.
And the Mean Green out of the timeout continue this hot start, John. Again, they're battling for that 7th seed in Conference USA, and a win would lock that up for them. And if they do lock up that 7th seed, as WKU has another early turnover, their 4th of the day.
You know, sometimes these games are about matchups. North Texas is only 11-18 for the year, but they did win. They probably played their best game of the year earlier when they defeated Western Kentucky 84-76. So obviously they match up quite well, or are very comfortable playing this pressure defense of Western Kentucky.
Jocelyn Moore, number 20 for North Texas, has checked in as Noble drives in. Great bounce pass inside. Lampkin finishes once again. Terrific play by Noble. She felt the double team come, and then the wraparound pass inside to Tamisha Lampkin for the bucket.
And before you blink your eye, Western Kentucky scoring on the other end.
You talked about playing with pace for Western Kentucky. There it is on display right there.
Yeah, it is hard to make a layup after the other team just makes a layup, and that's exactly what happened.
It's Faustino who scored and the foul. She'll head to the free throw line where she has struggled a bit. And struggles continue for her as she misses that one. Mean Green by 7. They swing it around to Noble on the left side, guarded by Allen. Gets to the baseline, but missed everything on the mid-range jump shot. Lampkin brings in the offensive board, trying to find Noble underneath. It's out of bounds, last touched by WKU.
And that's what Lampkin does well. She's a really good rebounder, averages close to 7. She's had 4 double-doubles this year, and so far she's off to a good start, 3 for 3 from the field.
They kick it to the corner, Hardaway for 3. Allen up high for the rebound for the Lady Toppers. Here's Lexi Mead, forcing the issue and drawing a foul as she just got her way into the lane. Safe to say Lexi Mead would an apt word be scrappy to describe her game?
She is scrappy, as you can see right here, and she does a great job of drawing fouls, and when she knows how to take the bump too, to be perfectly honest with you.
Player who was on Conference USA's all-freshman team a year ago, the sophomore from California. Lost the handle there for a moment, but collected it. Here's Faustino, who's had a hot hand lately for the Lady Toppers. Back to her once again. No double dribble there. It was deflected. Here's another deflection and a steal for Hardaway. Here's Hardaway all the way, and she's fouled. Ariana Hardaway, the freshman from Arkansas, with the and-one opportunity.
Yeah, that was great anticipation that time by Hardaway. She jumped the passing lane. As you can see right here, she jumped that passing lane, goes in and kind of seals off Mead with her body. I didn't really see a foul, to be honest with you, but she's going to have a shot for an and-one.
Ariana Hardaway, I should say. Beg your pardon. And her free throw is good to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And what a terrific start for North Texas. It continues inside the final 3 minutes of this first quarter. They've got a double-digit lead here.
Well, you can't ask for a better start coming off a loss from Middle and playing within 48 hours. Good pass that time by Foster.
And a beautiful cut by Allen. Terrific offensive play by WKU. That's a South Central Baby stop. Here's Ariana Hardaway with 2.5 to play in the opening quarter. She turns it over under pressure. Meredith comes out with the steal. Lady Toppers in need of a run to cut this lead early on. Allen drives in, a little leaner No good, and the high hand there was from Jordan Carter of North Texas for the rebound. Now Moore, Jocelyn Moore, out to Carter once again. 5 of their last 7 are the Mean Green. Make it 6 of their last 8. There's a second three-pointer for Quincy Noble.
Oh, she's feeling it right now. Very confident with her 3, and that's not even the best part of her game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just a 33% three-point shooter. And if she's got that going, it could be a long day for WKU defensively. Foster looks to answer. No good. Offensive rebound tracked down by Allen, and she's fouled by Moore.
Foul ball against number 20, Jocelyn Moore.
North Texas has struggled overall this year on the boards. You can see right there the hustle by Allen. Again, not much of a foul. They are -5 on the year on the boards.
That was something rebounding that Coach Collins for WKU highlighted after the win over UTEP their last time out just 2 days ago on Thursday. Made a big jump.
Yeah, they tied. They tied UTEP on the board after being behind over 30 in the first game against UTEP. So that's a heck of a turnaround.
Macy Blevins there off the bench with the bucket, the sophomore Kentucky native. Talking about Coach Collins and what he said about this team. Prides this team on their versatility and their depth. A lot of players across the board that can come in and contribute. As Foster has the defensive work there on the effort by Anaya Johnson, that's no good. Casey Hayes lost the handle as she weaved into traffic. A loose ball on the floor, bodies hitting the deck. And another jump ball, alternating possession. We'll give it to WKU with 49 ticks left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Keisha that time tried to penetrate into an area that's too many Mean Green around. Luckily, the jump ball saved the turnover. Now, one of the strengths, as you mentioned, with the Lady Toppers is their versatility. 10 different players have been leading scorers, and I think, off the record, not official, that may be the second best in the country. I think there's one other team that may have 11. There's a lot of teams that don't have 10 on the roster, much less 10 leading scorers. Yeah.
You say it with such confidence, I believe you. Faustino no good for 3.
I put the caveat on there.
What we can say for sure is that a lot of different players contribute to this team. They average 29 points off the bench. They've had 5 different starting lineup combinations.
No player averages more than 27 minutes a game. So it's, yeah, I mean, if you're dressing, you're playing. You better be ready.
And that's by design for
sir.
Greg Collins as well. That's the style he wants to play with this team. Final possession here, likely. Just a few tenths of a second between shot and game clock here. They get it into the hands of Noble. Mid-range jump shot for her, way too strong. Loose ball rebound grabbed by Hayes. Chance for WKU to score to end the first quarter. Here's Blevins for 3, and she's got it. And that ends the first quarter. A highlight for the Lady Toppers in a first period in which they trailed by as many as 10.
That's a big basket by Macy Blevins, who struggled much of the year. Big 3 for her.
So it's North Texas by 6 after the opening quarter. Very entertaining regular season finale on hand here at Diddle. A Macy Blevins 3 has cut the North Texas lead to 6 as we begin the second quarter here at EA Diddle Arena. Jeff Milby and John Butler along with you. There's a look at the huddle around Jaylee Mitchell in her 8th season at North Texas. She called it her dream job, her alma mater. She was a 4-time All-Conference selection and the Sun Belt Player of the Year back in 2002 in her playing days. And on the other side, Greg Collins, his 5th year at WKU. His eye doctor told him to keep the glasses on. Well, mission accomplished so far through 1 quarter of today's game.
I can understand that. I was told the same thing.
Second quarter underway, and John, on the stat sheet, the turnovers playing a big factor in this game, and North Texas's ability to score off of those turnovers as well.
It's kind of reversed. It's normally Western Kentucky is the one causing the turnovers and the havoc. In the first quarter, Western Kentucky turned it over 5 times, but the big stat was North Texas took advantage, scored 11 points off those 5 turnovers.
Defensive foul called against Blevins of WKU. And a loose pass there will be claimed by Carter near midcourt. Good defensive pressure by Josie Gilvin, who checks into the game for the Lady Toppers. She's got the job here as Johnson goes up with the left, no good, follows her own shot, puts it back up, still no. A third opportunity, and she's fouled. Great determination by Anaya Johnson, who had a sensational game in the last meeting between these two teams. She went for 27 and 10, and those 27 points were her career high.
Yeah, and just great effort as you watch her on the battle on the offensive board and finally got the foul. Yeah, the 27 points is a career high. She only has 2 points in her last 3 games, though, but she is her and Lampkin are tough matchups inside for Western Kentucky.
Player that averages nearly 7 points and 5 rebounds per game. Free throw no good. As Blevins brings it up for WKU. A second unit look here for Greg Collins. Faustino at the controls. Foster, now Hayes to the baseline. Great pass inside, and Josie Gilvin banks it in.
Yeah, that was a great set. All 5 players touched at that time, and that was a nice cut by freshman Josie Gilvin, and then a nice little bank. Not very few players use the bank now.
The fundamentals are present at EA Diddle Arena tonight, as there's some fundamental moves for you. Quincy Noble on the pivot.
Good player, playing with a lot of confidence.
She absolutely is. She's up to 9 points for her total today. And North Texas just keeps WKU at arm's length here in the early going. Acacia Hayes drives in, a bump against Carter, and Carter called for the foul.
As you can see right here, there was a bump. I think the question is going to be, was it, I think North Texas is going to argue that it was maybe a push off by Acacia Hayes instead, but the call goes to Western Kentucky.
Foster on the post up. Kept her dribble alive. 10 seconds on the shot clock for WKU. Foster the pump, the drive. Lost her footing. Kicks it out to Blevins for 3. A second three-pointer of the afternoon for Macy Blevins.
She had a big game 2 weeks ago that we were doing a game together. She had 14 points here. That's her second 3.
Oh, look at that step through from Brianna Davis, the freshman, with a pretty move down the lane for North Texas.
Did exactly what you want to do against pressure, attack.
And up and down we go. 2 high-paced teams going at each other right now. Faustino. And now Foster, defended by Johnson. She backs in, goes to the right hand, draws contact, and draws a foul. The double team came over from Brianna Davis, and Davis is called for the foul.
This is, you can watch this this move this time by Jalen Foster. She turns opposite. She's left-handed, turns opposite, and turns to her right, and that is the correct call right here. You'll see the reach and got her right across the arm. Jalen Foster is the second leading scorer for Western Kentucky. However, she has not scored in her last 2 games. Been shut out. So for Jalen's sake, maybe she can see the ball go through.
Yeah, can get off the schneid here with the free throw, but she can't do it. It rattles in and out.
She does have 3 assists today, though.
But that miss for WKU, let's see if this one goes in before I say it. It does. That's their first free throw of the day. They're 1 for 3, and that brings up a point that Coach Collins will have been upset with over the course of the season, particularly their last time out. They really struggled their last time out against UTEP. And he said after the game that he thinks maybe the next time they shoot some free throws, they should step back from beyond the 3-point line because they seem to do better out there. But the free throw shooting has been a struggle this year for WKU.
Only 6 of 17 Thursday night in their win against UTEP, and it almost cost Western the win.
Great physical battle down low. Lampkin battling with Odith Betancourt off the bench for WKU, and Lampkin draws the foul.
You can see Lampkin right here inside, and just using her size. She's 6'2", and it's the reach on Macy Blevins that time. Just the size. Lampkin or Johnson has just more size than Western Kentucky. And Western Kentucky, as we mentioned, they've locked up number 2 in the league. And to their credit, they have to battle this size most nights, most games. But that is one of the issues that they've had to try to solve this year, is overcoming size on the inside. That's why their pressure defense is so important to them, trying to get the ball before it gets inside.
Hope Savory, number 1 for WKU, has checked in, the junior from Louisville. As North Texas hangs on to this lead. Last touch was from Noble of North Texas, but the shot clock is winding down. 5 seconds as Meade goes to work with the left hand inside the three-point line, and it's no good off the left side of the rim. Rebounded there by Hardaway for North Texas. Magruder picks up her dribble. Bounce pass inside, deflected by Meade and stolen. Here comes WKU on the run. Extra pass, and the layup is good for Macy Blevins. You thought Josie Gilvin had a look, but she was unselfish there.
It's very unselfish. I thought she probably made a mistake. She probably should have just laid it in, but that was a give her the assist, and it's 7 for Macy Blevins.
It's 10, in fact, for Macy Blevins.
10
She's
for Macy.
4 for 4 and 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Magruder for 3. Rebound tapped from Meade to Gilvin. Gilvin takes it into the front court. WKU looking for a run. Betancourt, a long distance jumper, is good. And that will provoke a timeout from Jaylee Mitchell on the North Texas bench. Odith Betancourt, her jump shot cuts the lead to 2, John.
Yeah, and Betancourt is not, she only averages 2.2 points a game, but she's a really good shooter. Big 3 for her.
North Texas remains in front as we step aside. Well, Macy Blevins has been held scoreless in 2 of her last 3 and 4 of her last 6 games for WKU, but she's off to a sensational start, John. 10 points, she's perfect from the field.
Yeah, she's made a couple of close-in shots right there. It's a nice assist from Josie Gilvin, but what she has known for is her three-point shooting. She was a prolific scorer at Wayne County High School in Kentucky and known for outside shooting. I know maybe those first 2 easy shots gave her that confidence to make those threes, but she started much of the year, and I know for Macy Blevins' confidence, seeing those balls go in, especially the threes, got to do wonders for her confidence.
And a good time to gather some confidence as well as you work your way toward Frisco, Texas in the Conference USA tournament. Out of the timeout, some defensive pressure here for WKU, and they get a turnover.
And that was caused by Macy Blevins, the back tip. Kentucky jumped into a 2-3, kind of a trapping 2-3 zone, caused that turnover.
North Texas has led the whole way. WKU can tie it here with a bucket or take the lead. It's into Gilvin. Now Betancourt thought about the 3 just for a second. Here's Hope Savory, and she is fouled, trying to work her way around the hedge of Tamisha Lampkin.
Yeah, Lampkin trying to get out and hedge on that screen. They're taught to hard hedge, and oftentimes if a ball handler attacks that hip of that post player, you can draw some fouls, and that's exactly what Hope Savory did that time.
3 team fouls either way to this point with just over 5 to go. Here's the hot hand, Blevins. Gets it off to Savory. Now Faustino all the way on the other side of the court. Betancourt on a post up, and she gives it away. Savory was open for just a second, but that pass was telegraphed the whole way. Great hustle defensively there by Gilvin to get a hand on it. A 3-pointer from the corner is good for North Texas. That's Jocelyn Moore.
Yeah, Jocelyn Moore. She had 11 the first game against Western Kentucky. She only shoots 29%, but watching her shoot and warm up, she's got a nice stroke from 3.
North Texas 4 of 7 from beyond the arc so far. Betancourt on the cut. Betancourt can't hit, but was fouled, and she will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's a pass that time by Faustino, as you can see right here on the cut, where she just dove directly to the basket there. Good pass by Faustino, reading that. Betancourt was played 6 games at South Florida last year before transferring to Western Kentucky.
Seldom has been at the free throw line, though. This will just be the 16th attempt of her season, but she puts it in.
She has a good shooter. Just watch her rotation and form. I mean, she shoots the ball well and jumps well too. I put the jinx on her that time.
You sure did.
That ball was short.
Well short, just off the front of the rim. Just a little kiss off the rim there. That three-pointer goes up and is good. There's another one for Quincy Noble.
Yeah, speaking of shooting well, Quincy Noble.
12 points for her, 4 of 6 from the field, and 3 for 3. Perfect from downtown for North Texas's leading scorer. Here's Savory trying to answer, can't do it. Blevins tracks down the rebound. Betancourt open, she'll put it up. No good, and more of the rebound for North Texas. A deflection in the backcourt. Magruder comes out with the ball. Numbers here, Johnson lays it in. And a timeout for Greg Collins. His team nearly was able to pull even with North Texas, but they've seen a run right back at them. And North Texas now back up by 9 after leading by as many as 10 early on here in the first half.
Just a great answer by North Texas. Western Kentucky got the lead down to 1, and then they just spurted right back. North Texas did. Doing a great job of attacking Western Kentucky's pressure. They've only turned it over with North Texas just 3 times. Right here you see Magruder, nice pass, live pass right over to Johnson for the finish, and that's exactly what a coach wants to do against pressure defense. You want to make the team that pressures you pay by attacking.
Well, we've talked about what's at stake for them, North Texas. Again, a win for them would lock up the number 7 seed. They're hoping down the line to see a rematch with WKU as the 2 seed in Conference USA. If not, it would be a rematch with Middle Tennessee State, a team that just thoroughly defeated them if they're able to make it out of that 8-9 game where they'd have dropped down. Maya Meredith driving in, and another offensive foul. I think by my count the 3rd charge we've seen against WKU today. Or is it? It's a defensive foul. Yeah, looked like they changed their call there, John.
They did. I think she was set. It's Magruder slides over, but I think she's going to be inside. I think she's going to be inside the line. I think that's, you can see right here, and she is. It looks like to me her back heel was still on the line.
Yeah, in that restricted area there.
The restricted area.
Looked like it. And I think some good officiating there to make the initial call and then come together and overturn it. So Meredith to the free throw line, but she cannot take advantage, and the cold shooting from the charity stripe continues for the Lady Toppers. 2 for 6 so far.
68% for the team for the year. But they have really, really struggled. It seems like to me more at home shooting free throws than even on the road, which is really kind of weird. Maya Meredith is 60% for the year.
Marcus Moy there diving in, the manager on his senior day. And a great job by him to crash the deck right there. And a big hand from one of the fan favorites, one of the favorites of this program. We'll have more on Marcus coming up at halftime, so do stick around for that. No seniors on the roster for WKU, but Marcus a senior on senior day, the team manager.
Even the managers for Western Kentucky plays hard.
Hustle everywhere.
That's
in
correct.
This program. Here's some hustle defensively as they try to get a steal in the backcourt. North Texas breaks that pressure. Double team. Noble gets the pass off, and Johnson with the finish plus the foul.
Just getting great position on the inside. Western Kentucky wants to double the post, but you just can't double it when they catch the ball in the paint. You see right there, that's how you post up, post deep into the lane, and there's all you can do is either give the points up or foul.
And great composure, I thought, from North Texas all the way down the floor. A pesky WKU defense really getting at them all the way down, but they were able to handle it and come away with the bucket.
They don't look like 11 and 18 team.
Sure don't.
They're definitely not playing like one.
Backdoor cut, Faustino makes a good catch, but she's rejected. Johnson up high with the swat. Some collisions here on the near sideline, and a loose ball goes to Macy Blevins. Maddie Cleary for North Texas had checked into the game. Foster, no. Meredith, no. Moore in for the rebound. Tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Maya Meredith of WKU. Great hustle on both sides right now.
Yeah, great hustle, but those are shots from the Western Kentucky point of view. You got to make those.
Lexi Mead and Acacia Hayes check in for WKU. Blevins, Faustino, and Sivori taking his seat as Allen also checked in. So back to more of a starting lineup look here, with the exception of Allen right now for WKU. But again, every player on this team can be counted on and leaned on. But Greg Collins is looking for a spark right now. His team is down 11. Pressure here from Mead. Johnson, no good. Foster the rebound. Under 2.5 to go. Here's Lexi Mead. Working around a pick from Foster. Now Hayes drives in, flips it up with the right hand. The shot would not have counted. Foul on the floor.
It's going to be on Cleary, I believe. You can see right here with the, it's going to be the reach. I think they may have given it to Jacqueline Moore. Both of them, you can either get the bump or the reach in. It's going to be on Moore.
Yeah, Moore, that secondary defender, reached in there. Foul was on the floor, but it sends North Texas into the penalty. So Hayes will be rewarded with free throws, which she graciously accepts there. Just her third point of the day. Maybe she's a player that needs to get going offensively for WKU.
Well, she's more than capable. She's a leading scorer on the team. She put up 14 earlier against North Texas.
74% free throw shooter, puts both in there. 2 minutes and change to go in the first half. Some encouragement from the sideline from Greg Collins, clapping his hands together. Tries to get his team to cut into this deficit late in the first half as they head to the locker room. Here's Noble open from mid-range. No, Johnson, another athletic offensive board in the crowd. Kicks it out to Moore. They swing it around. Noble from the corner. Might have been deflected, and that will ricochet off the rim out of bounds. Great recovery defensively there. Didn't see who it was from WKU, but to challenge that shot in the corner.
Yeah, because Quincy Noble has been on fire, and that was good hustle that time by the Lady Toppers on their rotation.
But you can see, we've talked a little bit about the lack of size for WKU. Johnson down low has a big advantage. She had a great offensive board that possession, just couldn't find the payoff on the end. And
that is the weakness on the Lady Toppers team.
There's Allen with a beautiful jump shot.
She shoots 40% for the year, has not taken a lot, but you can tell she's got a nice stroke from three.
Fifth three-pointer of the day, 5 for 11 for the Lady Toppers so far. They've cut it to 6, 2-possession game, and they've won possession. Another turnover.
It's not been a big problem yet for North Texas. Only their 5th turnover, I think. 6 for the 6. It's not bad at all.
Even in the turnover margin between WKU and North Texas. Here's Allen driving in, a little right-handed push shot, no good. Battle for the rebound comes to Hardaway. And after breaking the pressure, they've got numbers. Into the corner, Cleary puts up a 3. Allen the rebound. Chance to cut it to a 1-possession game. Hayes thought about it. Foster also thought about it. Now Hayes drives, and once again on her way to the rim. She's bumped this time by Cleary, fouled once again. North Texas in the penalty, so this will be free throws for Acacia Hayes.
Yeah, almost the same exact move that time. Drive from the left wing area, puts Acacia Hayes back on the line.
And for WKU, to get your leading scorer at the free throw line, to see her get going, that's always a good sign.
Acacia Hayes has been playing well too. She's from the 3-point line. She's been made 6 out of her last 3s, and she's been double figures 5 of her last 6 games. She had 24 last Saturday in their win against UAB.
That time bounces off the rim. Hardaway once again another rebound. The guard, that's her third board already for the freshman from Jonesboro in Arkansas. Shot clock off. Final possession potentially here for North Texas. Hardaway gets into the paint, kicks it to Noble. Pump fake, now puts it up. Too strong. Long rebound though, claimed by Moore of North Texas. 5 seconds. Great pass inside and a battle for the ball. That was Cortland Loudermill who had checked into the game. And in the end, it's a turnover. WKU will take over with 2.3 to play. There's a good cut, though, by Loudermill, but great defensive work to collapse on the ball there, John.
Yes, and that's just scrambling, and that's sometimes what you have to do, especially off missed shots, offensive rebounds. You just have to scramble and get to a person as quick as possible.
And a foul. Noble called for the foul as Allen went for the pass, and that is a very unfortunate call for North Texas. It'll send Allen to the free throw line with 1.5 ticks on the clock in the first half.
That's exactly what you don't want to do. You don't want to foul. As you can see, the baseball pass from Hope Savari, and good to give Karis Allen credit. She stepped to the ball, which basically held off the steal that time from Noble.
Allen with 5, make it 6 after she drains the first free throw.
But from a coaching perspective, you just don't want to foul because the chances of making a half-court shot is not real strong.
Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Moore, and that'll do it for the first half. Yeah, you'd have to think if Jaylee Mitchell were frustrated, she's more frustrated. That man might be pleased despite his team being down. They trailed by as many as 11. Well, 11, I should say, but it is a 4-point game as these two teams head to the locker room. The regular season finale at EA Diddle Arena. And we've got a great battle on our hands between North Texas, who has the lead, against the Lady Toppers of WKU. North Texas in the lead at halftime, but WKU on a 7-0 run to close out the first half as we get set for the second here at EA Diddle Arena. Quincy Noble, the leading scorer for North Texas, off to a great start. She's got 12 points, John.
Yeah, average is 17, and you can see why. She's feeling it. She's got that mid-range game, but she's also knocked down 3 threes and playing with a lot of confidence, which is what she should be when you're this good like she is. And
then we saw the rebounding advantage, plus 10 for North Texas. A big part of that, their two big players, 6'2" Tamisha Lampkin and also 6'2" Anaya Johnson.
Yeah, they have really caused havoc on the inside, using their size to advantage. Lampkin has 7 points, and right there is the strength. You can just kind of watch how, and that's Johnson right there. That was an easy shot right there, but they have kind of willed their way. Great post position on the highlight right there by Lampkin.
Johnson 6 points and 4 rebounds in 9 minutes. For WKU, Faustino had the early hot hand. She's got 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting.
Yeah, she's shooting the ball well from 3. Made that 3 right there. Had some good passes and assists. And right there is Macy Blevins. And Macy Blevins has really stepped up and played well. 10 points this quarter, 2 twos and 2 threes.
Yeah, and she's perfect in those 2 twos and 2 threes as well. Has not missed a shot for, again, a player who's been struggling of late. She's into double figures, the only Lady Topper in double figures as we start the second half in this regular season finale. The Conference USA tournament beckons after this. And the questions that we can answer today, will it be North Texas as the 7 seed? We know it'll be Middle Tennessee State as the 1. We know it'll be WKU as the 2. But the field after that still yet to be shaken out. Foster fouled on the opening field goal attempt of this third quarter.
Yeah, great patience and execution that time by Western Kentucky. Lexi Mead got into the lane right there. Nice pass, and Jalen Foster has an opportunity to make 2 free throws, which is kind of wraparound pass. No look wraparound pass by Lexi Mead.
7 for 13 from the free throw line was Western Kentucky. WKU in the first half, but Foster sinks the first one. She's now 2 for 3 there. And gets the friendly bounce on the second. She's got 3 points.
Does have 5 assists, though. So it may be high for the year for
for a player that averages just under 2 per game. And the passing game has been impressive from the Lady Toppers so far. A few half-court sets have worked really nicely. Here's Hayes on the steal, and Hayes on the finish.
Just a real careless turnover that time by Bree Davis. Kind of a soft cross-court pass, and Acacia Hayes jumped the passing lane and got the steal and score.
And WKU has come all the way back to tie it up at 40 apiece. That's Lampkin underneath. She draws a foul. Coach Greg Collins, after the UTEP win, said, speaking about his team, this is a team that can turn you over and generate offense quickly. They're capable of doing that. We just have to keep working and working, as you see the foul called against the Lady Toppers defensively. But that's been the case today, John. They have continued to work and work and work, and we've seen them come back from big deficits earlier this year. They trailed by as many as 11 today to pull it back to even it at 40 as North Texas regains the lead through Lampkin's free throw.
Yeah, Western Kentucky's style of play, they're never out of. They came back from 19 down earlier against UTEP in the fourth quarter to win. So their style of play, their pressure, and the way they shoot a lot of threes, they are never out of the game.
Working quickly after the made free throws. Hayes through traffic, lays it in with the right.
And that was a tough finish too, because she shot that among some trees inside.
And after seeing her score from the free throw line to close out the first half, she's got a couple of buckets to open the second for WKU's leading scorer. Here's McGruder, rejected by Foster. She comes up with the loose ball, and she's fouled by McGruder. Terrific defensive play by maybe WKU's best defensive player. She leads the team in steals and blocks.
I agree. I mean, Jalen Foster leads the team in steals. She normally guards big inside players, but she can also step out and guard a guard. That time did a great job of helping, getting the block, and then drawing the foul.
Great length at 6 foot for the sophomore. Coach Collins says she gets her hands on a lot of balls and creates a lot of disruption. Certainly did there. Here's Hayes once again, and she's rejected. This time Noble.
Great help side defense by Noble.
Hardaway, a good look inside to Lampkin, and she can't finish, but she's fouled again. And a great pass there by Ariana Hardaway, the freshman guard.
You can see that kind of a look away, and that's a good dive into the post that time by Lampkin. Just did not finish though.
Tamisha Lampkin can get into double figures with this free throw. She's had some big games recently, double figures in 3 of her last 4 games as she puts in that free throw to give herself 10 points on the day. And a couple of weeks ago on February 18th, a sensational game for her, 29-18 against UTEP. And
It's a pretty good
off
night.
to a good start. Yeah.
She's had 4 double-doubles.
Second free throw was good, 11 points now for her. Foster goes to work against her defensively. The step through with the left, too strong off the glass. Carter the rebound. Lexi Mead, though, the active hands defensively. A loose ball, and Meredith comes up with it, but Mead should get credit for that. Here's Meredith on the lob pass, and she puts it in. Defense to offense for WKU.
Yeah, give that steal to Mead, and then give the assist to Acacia Hayes.
What a good game we have here. A couple of minutes into the third quarter, all knotted up at 44. Hardaway goes down. No foul called. She wants a foul, none given, and it's another turnover by North Texas.
Again, that's Lexi Mead, and it's going to draw a timeout by North Texas.
Hardaway maybe a hint of a limp as she gets up, maybe a little hurt as she heads to the bench for this timeout. All tied up at 44 apiece. WKU's defense doing. Acacia Hayes, the leading scorer for WKU, off to a great start in this third quarter. She's got 4 points and an assist on 2 of 3 shooting. You see her there about to inbound the ball out of the timeout. Here's a steal from her and a layup for one of her 2 baskets here to start the third quarter. She's off to a great start in the second half, John.
She really is. Leading scorer again for Western Kentucky, and did a great job of jumping the passing lane, and that time getting out on the break and then finishing.
And again,
I was going to say, Western Kentucky is first time that they can score right here. They take the first lead of the game for Western Kentucky. North Texas has been ahead the entire game.
Indeed they have. But again for Hayes, as Mead puts up a 3, no good, rebounded by Carter of North Texas. She got herself going at the free throw line at the end of the second quarter, and that's
really
carried
did.
over.
She did. Made 3 out of 4 from the line. The other thing is
no good.
Yeah, the other thing is 4 turnovers to start the second half, and that just add a 5th one. That's 5 turnovers in the first 3 minutes for North Texas. They only had 7 at half, and now they're up to 12.
Yeah, that pressure defense again. WKU, they lead the conference in steals, and that's part of the game plan. Shoot threes, pressure the ball, get some turnovers. Backdoor cut there, unable to be completed. Aaliyah Pitts trying to dive to the basket, and Foster unable to find her.
Yeah, they ran a back screen that time, and North Texas switched it, which is one of the things you like to do, and that was a bad read that time by Western Kentucky. Pass just not there.
North Texas looking for a shot here. Just trying not to turn the ball over, as you point out, John. Noble, she's the one to look to. Can't hit there. Carter, the offensive board, and a fresh 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hardaway out front, getting a screen from Lampkin. The double comes after the screen. She's in a world of trouble, gets the ball away. 5 seconds, Lampkin to the rim. Can't finish. Battle for the rebound. Meredith comes out of the crowd with it. Again, a chance for WKU to take the lead. Mead, oh, sensational as she gets to the rim. Just split those 2 defenders right through them to score with the right hand.
Yeah, she created space where I didn't see space, and that's just a great finish by Lexi Mead. Better move than finish. And how about turnover number 6 in the second half for North Texas?
North Texas uncomfortable to start this third quarter, to say the least.
Well, it's obvious that the tempo and the pace and the pressure that Western Kentucky is. Watch this dribble. You're talking about getting low on your dribble. That's how you do it right there.
Little hesitation, crossover with left. Oh, pretty stuff from Lexi Mead. Here she is again with 6 minutes to go. The cut from Foster, and well read once again by North Texas. They've been on top of that play. The last time we saw it a couple of moments ago. But they get a deflection here, not quite the turnover. It'll stay with WKU. Here's Hayes. Into the paint, picks up her dribble. Little fall away hook, no good. Follows her shot, puts it back up and in. Great hustle from Hayes.
A great hustle and a poor job of boxing it out that time by Bree Davis.
Moore as they break the pressure, and finally a positive end to an offensive possession for North Texas after turning the ball over a bunch over the last couple of minutes. Moore here draws a foul. Called against Foster.
Yeah, that's the correct call. Jalen Foster had a good little run right there, slid over to give a little help, but that's her third, and that could be a big call.
And again, Foster, she's been significant in the passing game today with 5 assists. Jocelyn Moore out of bounds play, scores off the glass.
Yeah, those are always free plays right there. When you score off an inbounds, that's like getting an extra possession.
WKU by 2. Hayes driving with the left to the corner. Allen hesitated, put up the 3, well short, and it bounces out of play.
Yeah, 2 problems with that. She hesitated on the 3, and plus probably a little cool. She just stepped into the game. It's not an easy shot coming right off the bench.
Here's Bree Davis, the other freshman point guard, off the bench to relieve Hardaway in this instance. Inside the final 5 minutes of the third quarter. Noble's been cold of late. Shovels it off here to Lampkin for the easy finish inside with the right hand.
Yeah, that's a good pass by Noble and good finish by Lampkin.
Lampkin has been the go-to player tonight for North Texas. She's got 13. Hayes on the dribble for the Lady Toppers. Trying to find Mead, and it's a turnover. Active hands there by Carter and ultimately Noble to come up with the ball. Here's Carter. Moore from the corner. Got it! That's a 3 for North Texas, and they're back in front.
Yeah, 7-0 run by North Texas. They just answered that run by Western Kentucky. That's the second 3 for Moore.
And they've hit each of their last 3 shots, North Texas. A game of runs right now. Back and forth. Scintillating stuff at EA Diddle Arena this afternoon. Hayes thought about the 3. Used it to find some space for the drive. Now Pitts. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Allen on the post up. Faces up and drains it.
That's a nice little face-up. That shot that time by Karis Allen over the bigger Lampkin.
And another turnover for North Texas after 3 straight makes. They go back to their old ways. A turnover as Noble had the final touch. That'll take us to immediate timeout. A terrific game on our hands right now. Very much anybody's game as well. It's North Texas by 1 with 3:48 left in the third. North Texas, they were picked 5th way back in the preseason. That was actually 1 spot ahead of WKU in the coaches' preseason poll. And for their head coach, Jaylee Mitchell, despite not living up to that expectation necessarily, they are right in the heart of a very competitive Conference USA this season. They've got 4 wins against the top 4 teams in the league, looking to make it 5 as they take on Greg Collins' WKU team here. But it's been from top to bottom, maybe with the exception of Middle Tennessee State. It's been a very competitive year this year in Conference USA.
Yeah, I agree. You take out Middle, and Middle has kind of dominated the conference. So they do have 2 losses, but Middle's a legit top 25 team. It has been very competitive. There's Karis Allen. Shows her versatility with her 3. She gets off her feet, too, from her 3. I mean, you're talking about jumping. I mean, got good legs, really gets up there. But that's a beautiful-looking 3.
Yeah, springy athlete, I would say, talking about Allen. She just bounces off the floor.
She was hurt earlier in the year, so she's really now just kind of getting her conditioning down. And like we talked about in the pregame, she's coming off her best game of the year, the 14-point performance in the game winner against UTEP.
She's got 11 so far today, along with 3 rebounds. And as you mentioned, John, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc for Karis Allen, as WKU back in front by 2 here in this back and forth game. A great start out of the timeout for Greg Collins as they drew up that 3-pointer, and now they come up with a turnover defensively. On the run, Faustino back into the game. Kicks it to Meade. She lines up a 3. Rims out. Battle for the rebound. Macy Blevins comes out with it, and a great tap there by Meredith to keep it alive. Faustino at the trigger. Working the pick and roll with Allen, who posts up now. Here's Allen. Continues to shoot the ball really well this time. Works in against Lampkin, goes to the right hand. It's short, well contested, tapped by Meredith. Lampkin comes up with a loose ball, and then a foul against WKU.
I believe it's going to be on Allen that time, but that's her second. You can see right here the tap by Meredith, trying to get that offensive rebound, and there's the reach. Preferred not to foul 80 feet away from the basket, preferably, but part of Western Kentucky's strength is their ability to cause turnovers and cause havoc.
But one of their weaknesses, arguably, is the rebounding area. They're trailing 13 in that category. It's 27-14 in favor of North Texas right now. There's an offensive board for them. They swing it around to Noble. And she gets some space, but can't hit on the short jump shot. But the tap there by Lampkin, I believe, sends it to Noble for the offensive rebound. Moore, a mid-range shot is good.
You give a team 3 shots, they're going to make. They're generally going to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what North Texas did.
And that ends a scoring drought of 2.5 minutes for them. Blevins was strong in the first half. She hands to Faustino. Crosses to the left, gets to the rim with the left, and finishes with the left.
Man, that's a heck of a finish, too. Teresa Faustino is strong, known to be a really good defender, and she is. That was an excellent left-hand finish.
Faustino with 7. Deflection. Steal by WKU. On the run, 2-on-2. Here's Meade. And she's rejected by Moore, but she'll keep the ball with WKU.
It's another turnover, another steal that time by Western Kentucky and Lexi Meade.
An emphatic block by Moore. There's Blevins working her way to the rim, getting right by a couple of defenders.
Nothing like playing with confidence, and that's what Macy Blevins is starting to do.
She remains perfect from the field, 5 for 5 for 12 points. Pressure here from Faustino. Davis, all she can handle right now. Around the screen. Davis. Whistle. And it's going to be a foul against the Lady Toppers.
Foul ball against number 32.
I tell you what, if you can't, if you lack confidence handling the ball when you play Western Kentucky, they are probably the biggest nightmare to play against because they will pester you, pressure you to death.
16 turnovers by North Texas so far today.
Only had 7 at half too, so this is 9 just in the third quarter. And that's what Western Kentucky does. I mean, they just continually attack and come after you. They're like defensively, they're like a dog that hadn't been fed for a while. They just keep coming and keep coming.
Davis good from the free throw line. I love that. It's like they've got that dog in them.
They do,
as they say. Inside the final 30 seconds of the quarter, Blevins turns it over. All alone is Carter up ahead. She hesitates and lays it in just ahead of Betancourt, who was trailing back defensively.
Big turnover. Western Kentucky like to get the last shot right here. Shoot it right around 5 seconds where you get an offensive rebound. Is what you generally want to do.
Faustino off of someone's foot, and the clock goes off before Blevins could get the shot away. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter. After trailing the majority of the day, WKU has taken a 1-point lead as we head to the final frame of this regular season finale. We move to the fourth quarter. North Texas looking for a win to lock up the 7th seed in the Conference USA tournament on the road here at WKU. They trail it by 1. But John Butler, this game is playing out kind of like you might have expected. WKU dominating the turnover battle defensively as we take a look here. And those turnovers have led to a run by WKU to get back in the game and have a lead heading to the fourth.
Yeah, that's what Western Kentucky does well. That's why they're in number 6 in the country in steals. They forced 16 turnovers. They forced 9 just in that one quarter. Doing a great job of jumping into passing lanes and so forth. Rebounding wise though, it's 29-15. That's where North Texas has the advantages on the board. Causing mistakes is where Western Kentucky, and that's why it's 57-56. It's a battle.
Yeah, otherwise it's been a really even game. Both teams shooting 51%. Both teams with 6 3-pointers. Both teams have been decent on the free throw line. 9 makes for WKU, 10 for North Texas. Here's Carter, and she puts in a mid-range jump shot.
She's not known to be an outside shooter at all, but that was a big 2, and North Texas jumps to the lead.
Jordan Carter, 4 for 4 from the floor, all 2-pointers. She's got 8 points. Looking for Betancourt, and that's an overpass from Meredith, stolen away by North Texas. Here they come on the run, McGruder. And WKU gets back defensively. Noble is open though, but Noble cannot make the Toppers pay.
That's a defensive mistake. They left her wide open and just fortunately did not go in. She's not scored this half though.
She's not. 12 points for her. She was sensational early, but is scoreless since halftime for the leading scorer for North Texas. Meredith from the baseline. Battle for the rebound, and Betancourt of WKU had the last touch.
Yeah, it was a great box out that time by Nia Johnson.
What do you think is going to make the difference here as we work our way through this fourth quarter? I mean, we talked about how it's been a very even game, playing into the strengths of both teams. Which team's going to come out top, and what's going to determine that, you think?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, for North Texas, they've got to handle the ball better. 9 turnovers in that last quarter, and it looks like to me they got very frustrated too. They made some just mental mistakes. They've got to get a handle on that one. Western Kentucky's got to rebound. I mean, it's hard to overcome when you get out-rebounded by double digits.
So whoever turns the story around on those 2 factors, which were part of your keys to the game, by the way, to give you some credit.
Oh, good.
You deserve it.
Well, occasionally you get something right.
Ooh, collision there as Hardaway was trying to stick with Hayes. Foster had the ball, so the foul against Ariana Hardaway.
Team's first of this fourth quarter.
You can see it just ran right, arm right through Jalen Foster. Correct call. overall, I think the game has been very well officiated. Has been any real controversy or arguments at all with the officials.
There's that pretty lefty stroke for Foster, her first field goal as she puts it in.
So actually her first field goal in 3 games now, so she really needed that.
WKU by 1 once again. Noble trying to end her cold streak. But good defense there. 5 seconds. Noble is open from straight away. Too strong. Rebound Magruder. Interior pass to Noble. And she still can't find the bottom. Foster was up ahead, but well read like a free safety in football. Jaden Carter picks that off. Here's Noble driving in. Still cold. There's a lid on the basket right now for Quincy Noble.
Man, she started off so hot and just has really struggled. Western Kentucky very fortunate she's missing shots, and just another just terrible turnover by Western Kentucky.
Noble now 4 of 15 from the floor, and a little bit of sloppy play between these two here in this last little stretch. Our 28th combined turnover committed there by WKU, their 12th.
Yeah, and Western Kentucky's 2 back-to-back turnovers are just unforced. Quincy Noble getting her first break of the game. Probably a smart idea by Coach Mitchell. Just give her a chance to kind of breathe a little bit. Sure she won't be out very long.
Hardaway hounded by Lexi Mead. Bounce pass looking for Anaya Johnson, who has checked back into the game, and it's a kick ball. It'll stay with North Texas, and then it'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. Coach Collins, Greg Collins, that is, for WKU, talking about close games, talking about the Conference USA tournament, which is coming up. He said his team, the key for them, they don't need to lose their poise or their cool. And that certainly applies today as well. As Johnson with a circus shot, and she's fouled. Comes up a little bit hobbled on the right, but she appears to be mostly okay. She'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, it looked like she may have turned her ankle, but she's going to walk that off. You see right here on her cut.
Number 10,
Just a little contact there, and you're right. The right hand, or the right foot rather, just might have turned a little bit at the ankle.
Yeah, it looks like that could be a problem later on. She'll be able to play through it tonight, but that was a pretty good little turn. Made my ankle hurt.
Jaylee Mitchell on the bench for North Texas, looking for a regular season sweep over the Hilltoppers. But there may be yet to come between these two down the line next week in the conference tournament.
I think they got a shot clock issue. It was reset all the way to 30. I think it should come down to 19, and it did.
And I should correct myself. It's not a shooting foul against Johnson, so just out of bounds. Neither team in foul trouble yet in terms of the penalty here in the fourth quarter.
It's almost another turnover by North Texas.
Look at Mead reaching in to slap the ball, just trying to be a pest defensively. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Carter's got to get this up. She lets it fly, and it's good. Wow.
Unbelievable
A
shot.
circus shot goes down for Jaden Carter. Here's Hayes for 3. Rims out. Foul on the rebound. Goes against North Texas.
What a shot by Carter. Carter is only averaging 4.5. Now, she averaged close to 17 a game last year at Temple, but it's just hasn't quite got the minutes this year. And watch this shot.
Beg your pardon, Jordan Carter with this shot.
She looked like Michael Jordan on that one.
Certainly did, beating the buzzer. Here's Hayes. Driving in and laying it up and in with the left hand off the glass.
Talk about nifty around the basket. Acacia Hayes just finds her way consistently to the rim. And go back and forth, another lead change.
This time Meredith gets the job of guarding the primary ball handler Magruder here, and she's blocked by Allen on the little scoop shot. 5 seconds. Moore trying to find a teammate. Johnson couldn't find her. It's a turnover.
Great defense that time by Western Kentucky.
Here come the toppers. Meade underneath the Allen, deflected by Johnson. It'll stay with WKU.
Subbing in for the Meade Green, number 0, Quincy Noble.
Here comes Quincy Noble back in. Gave her about a 2-minute break. We'll see what that does for her. I thought that was pretty good. Move that time by Coach Mitchell.
And they need to get her going late. Give them a much better chance of coming out of EA Tittle Arena with a win here. Under 5.5 to go. Hayes goes to work again and is bumped on her way to the basket.
It's going to be on Noble. That's only her second foul, though. Going to give Acacia Hayes, though, 2 fouls, 2 free throws. I guess they're going to call it. I think that's quite fortunate. They're going to give her 2.
Yeah, they called it in the act of shooting. I agree with you. It's a.
Don't know if I necessarily agree with
there,
that. Yeah, it's NBA continuation for sure.
Yeah, that is true. Hayes all of a sudden has become the leading scorer in the game. That's her 15th point. 5 of 9 from the floor and 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
I'm surprised that North Texas has not come and screened the ball.
And Hayes a steal. 3-on-1 for WKU. The bounce pass to Meade. The extra pass to Allen.
Great pass by Meade.
Fabulous fast break for the Lady Toppers. Once again, the steal producing points. And it's WKU by 5 as North Texas takes a timeout. Hayes, the steal, and then the unselfish play from WKU for the basket. The band has had a lot to play for the last couple of minutes as they finish up their timeout rendition. It's a 6-0 run for WKU over the last minute plus. The defense has been pesky.
Yes, pesky, stellar. Forced now going on, I believe, is that 20 turnovers for 18 turnovers for North Texas, but most of them in the second half. And almost every one of them in the second half has led directly to points by Western Kentucky. And the key to it is Lexi Meade. She's the point of that pressure. She has been a pain for North Texas.
When it's not been a turnover, it's been a missed shot. 1 for the last 7, North Texas. Looking for a key basket here and a key moment in the game as they trail by 5. It just feels like this is getting away from them a little bit on the road. Carter, can she beat the buzzer again? Nearly did off the bounce. Allen the tap to Hayes for the rebound, and she's bumped in the backcourt by Hardaway for the foul.
And that was another really good defensive effort that time by Western Kentucky. Even this shot right here, as you can tell, was challenged by Meredith. Got the tap back that time by Allen, and that led to a foul.
And the way that WKU is playing defensively right now, we've seen the shot clock become an issue for North Texas as Carter beat the shot clock, tried to there.
Yeah, they just can't get the ball where they want right now because of the defensive pressure.
But with a 5-point lead, it really shortens the game
for
WKU. And for North Texas, conversely. Allen picks up her dribble. Looking to add some insurance right now. WKU. Still plenty of time, though, with 4 minutes. Here's Allen for 3.
Good.
Got it.
It's right in front of us. It looked good the whole way. You're talking about a freshman that has just turned on in this last 2-3 weeks of the season.
Karis Allen now with a game-high 16 points on 3 of 4 shooting from 3. Carter trying to answer, flips it up, and still the ball will not go through the rim for North Texas. A great steal by Moore. A chance to capitalize. She drains it from the free throw line.
That's a big play right there. Big save. Western Kentucky could have gone up 10, and that brings it back to 6.
Yeah, and the game of momentum, the emotional game as well. That was a big deflection and steal for North Texas, and a bucket for Moore to finish it off. Allen posting up. Lampkin comes over, deflects it for the steal. Can they capitalize on 2 straight turnovers? WKU answers right back as Hayes slides over defensively to make the steal, and then a foul as Meade was trying to jumpstart the fast break.
It's going to be on Noble, and that puts Western Kentucky in the bonus. And it's almost noticeable down here on the court, the frustration. You can just kind of see in the eyes of some of the North Texas players. It's just the frustration of turning the ball over so many times.
Well, this might be the definition of a game that does not show up in the box score. Lexi Mead, 2 points, 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 for 2 from 3. This is her first trip to the free throw line, which she makes the first one count. 6 assists offensively for her, but her defense has been the biggest factor, one of the biggest factors for WKU, especially in the second half.
Yeah, her assists are outstanding, but if you could get points for pestering another team's point guard, she would be all world.
And 2 for 2 that trip. It's now an 8-point lead, the largest of the day for WKU. Again, they trailed by as many as 11 in this one. Noble, she's stripped. Last touch by the Lady Toppers.
And that was Lexi Mead on that one, I believe, too. Just her hands are just so strong. When she gets it, when she reaches in here, yeah, that's Lexi Mead. Her hands are just strong.
She's only got 2 rebounds today, but her coach Greg Collins talked about her rebounding ability after the UTEP win, and I think it also applies to her defense. She just goes and finds balls, was what he said. And that certainly is the case here defensively for her. Moore, a pretty up and under.
That's back-to-back points by Moore. That was a tough kind of up and under, hang in the air shot.
Jocelyn Moore, the double clutch. Hayes answers off the glass.
The 2 freshmen for Western Kentucky are playing outstanding, and Hayes and Allen, both tied for leading scorer, I believe.
Hayes now with 17, Allen right behind her with 16. They are the 2 leading scorers. That shot no good from Magruder. McGruder, I should say. Foster. Allen open. And way too strong that time. Missed everything.
That didn't get set that time. Kind of falling away.
Noble for 3. Still can't hit in the second half. And suddenly we're inside the final 2 minutes with an 8-point WKU lead.
Yeah, you want to run some shot clock right now.
18 seconds to work with this possession for the Lady Toppers as they try and kill this game off. Mead into the paint. Double team comes, and she's fouled.
It's going to be on Noble, and it just kind of adds to her frustration. That's going to be her 4th.
You hear this term a lot in baseball, and you used to hear it a lot in basketball, especially talking about veteran point guards. Moxie.
Yes.
Lexi Mead has that in spades.
She does have moxie. She's only a sophomore, but she started every game last year, so she's played a lot of games, but she does. She knows how to play. And to add to knowing how to play, she plays with this, I'm not going to say chip on her shoulder, but she has a tenacity when she plays. Not real big, but she plays a lot bigger than her size.
And makes a huge impact regardless of the box score. 2 for 2 once again, that trip for Mead at the free throw line. And a timeout here.
32nd for Western Kentucky.
Indeed it is. 10-point lead for the Lady Toppers as they try and close out this regular season on what would be, if they can hang on, a 3-game winning streak heading into the Conference USA tournament. What does North Texas have to do to turn this around? 1:38 to go. They're down double figures. The second half has completely gotten away from them. How do they stem the tide?
Well, they got to. It would really help. You know, Quincy Noble, their best player, has not scored, and but she's got some good looks. Well, obviously, when you're down 10 with 1:38, you got to score, and then you got to get stops. And hopefully for North Texas, you got to score, and maybe Western Kentucky can miss some free throws. They've had some trouble finishing at the free throw line earlier this game, but they've kind of made their last so many. It starts right now. North Texas has to. I think they really have to score on this possession. 2 or 3. Obviously, a 3 would be what they would want. They've taken out both freshman point guards, too, by the way, and they're going with Magruder now.
Jocelyn Moore has been the leader in the second half. She's steadied this offense. 5 for 5 for 11 points since halftime for Moore. But they go down to Lampkin, who puts it in, plus the foul. That was the recipe in the first half. And out of the timeout, North Texas goes to it here late on the post-up through Lampkin.
Yeah, that's what you also you want to score while the clock is not going right here. Right here is the post feed right here. I didn't really see the foul on Foster. She had her body turned, but it was straight up. But anyway, 3-point play, and that's a start for North Texas to a comeback.
It is a start. Still a long way to go for them, trailing by 7 with not much time.
And they're not going to foul, so they're going to play it out. They're going to try to get stops.
Meade happy to watch that clock tick away near midcourt. They'll get into their action now with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hayes is open, hesitates. Goes to work with the dribble with 5 on the shot clock. Hayes spins, bounce pass, Meredith, no.
Man, that would have been perfect for Western Kentucky.
But a steal by Meade, she flips it up and scores. There is Lexi Meade in a nutshell, a pest. And she pokes it away for the steal and then flips it up with the right hand to score to restore a 9-point lead for the Lady Toppers.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Acacia Hayes, and Maya just missed it, but there is Meade again. What a game she's having. I mean, the two freshmen have played super, Karis Allen and Acacia Hayes, but probably the most important player has been Lexi Meade. I mean, her stat line is pretty impressive, and that's just not counting defensive, just pressure, deflections. They don't even count deflections on steals.
Yeah, Meade, 8 points, again on just 2 of 6 shooting, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, but 6 assists and 3 steals for her in 27 minutes. And for those that like the numbers, the plus minus with her on the floor, WKU is ahead 18 points when Meade is in the game.
I can see that, and somebody I think over on the bench probably keeps up with deflections. Deflections don't necessarily, the steal comes to whoever catches the ball, but sometimes there's back tips and deflections, and she's been a big part of that as well. But plus 18, that's where you want to be on the plus side of the plus minus. That means while she was on the floor, Western Kentucky is up 18 points. Score right now is 9, so that's a big number.
A big swing in the game. 3 players in double figures scoring-wise for WKU. Hayes with 17, Allen with 16, and oh, by the way, Macy Blevins with 12. As that shot from Moore is no good.
And that probably does it. It does not look like North Texas is going to foul.
Does not. So it appears that they are headed to a season-closing loss.
It's been a good ball game. Both teams have shot well, but I think Western Kentucky has kind of showed this half why they're the second best team or second place team in the conference. They will not be fun to play in the conference tournament.
Certainly won't. Shot clock violation here against the Lady Toppers, but they'll be happy to see those seconds go off the clock.
Western Kentucky will play on, I think, Thursday at 1:30, and they'll play the winner of the number 7 versus number 10 seed. And right now, that seed is not; those teams have not been determined. Could be North Texas.
A win, it could be. A win for North Texas would have locked up the number 7 seed. That's still alive for them as the buzzer sounds. They need a loss from either Charlotte or FIU. And last check, by the way, FIU was down to Rice. So potentially that game could play a factor for North Texas. A second half that really WKU can stand up and cheer about because they were phenomenal after the halftime break, particularly defensively, and that led to the offense, John.
Well, I mean, the old saying is that offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. Well, Western Kentucky defensively was tremendous in the second half. They're causing turnovers, steals, just their tenacity. And I think it all starts with Lexi Meade, and very, very good performance by Western Kentucky going into the conference tournament. 3 wins in a row for them, and they're playing well.
Just to circle back, FIU currently trails by 7 to Rice. And if that result holds, that would give North Texas the 7th seed. It's been a phenomenal game in the season finale, the regular season finale. John, it's been a pleasure once again. Enjoyed hanging out with you on
enjoyed it. It was
Saturday
fun.
afternoon. Our entire crew doing a fabulous job for us today. Our producer, Raina Johnson-Smith, and our director, the senior Paige Murphy, on her senior day, doing a terrific job. Again, the final score, WKU wins it by a margin of 9, 76-67 over North Texas to take their 3rd straight win heading into the Conference USA tournament. For everybody on our crew, I'm Jeff Milby. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had enjoyed it. WKU takes the victory.